Is that how you really do it, Lawrence, with those little screens?
Do what?
Ruin old established companies?
I don't ruin old established companies, Tom. I use my computers to take over mismanaged ones.
Heart and Son has been with my family since the Civil War.
This is Monsters, Season 3, Episode 22, Hostile Takeover. Lawrence Bauer is an early, yuppie Wall Street broker who plays the stock market and also buys companies, fires everyone, and sells them for a profit. He seems to be getting some inside information. He knows everything about the company, its board of directors, conversations between the employees, and then brings these people into his office, as we saw in the previous scene, and blackmails them. Lawrence uses this leverage on people to sell their companies to him at dirt cheap prices. We learn pretty early on, in true Monsters fashion, the way he is getting this information is, of course, through a Voodoo Priestess. They also have some kind of early technology. He's actually using some form of the internet to buy stocks on his computer and sell them, and he also trades companies on his computer as well, so it's kind of cool to see that. The comparison here is obvious. Who does this person remind you of? He's a young Wall Street broker, banker, stock picker, who's devious, malicious, slightly good looking, I guess. Obviously, the comparison would be Patrick Bateman from American Psycho. They actually came out the same year, though, so it's not like they're copying each other or anything. The comparisons are definitely there and worth looking at.
How many millions have you extorted by now? 50, 100?
I make a living.
It'll catch up with you someday. The cheating, the payoffs.
Sure, Tom. I'll expect to be named CEO in the morning, with full power to divest.
New card. What do you think?
Whoa, very nice. Look at that.
Picked them up from the printers yesterday.
Good coloring.
That's bone. And the lettering is something called Cillian Braille.
It's very cool, Bateman, but that's nothing. Look at this. That.
I can't believe that Bryce prefers Van Patten's card to mine. Let's see Paul Allen's card. Look at that subtle off-white coloring. The tasteful thickness of it. Oh my God. It even has a watermark.
Maybe I should talk like Patrick Bateman for the rest of this episode. Look at the beauty of my logo. The soft, temperous yellow of TV. And the fact that there's a clock in the background. That clock is signaling the time. The fact that all of our time is close to ending. It's magnificent. It's beautiful. It's majestic. But it's still not better than Paul Allen's card. So far they've set the stage as this being an episode where a bad guy gets his comeuppance. I mean, they're portraying him as sleazy, greedy. You know, most people earn an average income. And then you get this super rich person who always wants more and more and more and more money. So that's kind of what happens, but it does take a bit of a turn. And I do like this episode. I think the character is quite good. After Lawrence buys this guy's company, he goes to visit the Voodoo Priestess. And that's how he's getting all this information. And we see the Voodoo Priestess is played by Pam Grier. He mentions that he found out about this Voodoo Priestess through an advertisement in a newspaper, and he was talking to all his Wall Street friends, and none of them believed that this advertisement was real. But he, Lawrence, the genius, knew that it was real and went to visit this Voodoo Priestess who was promising him riches, and he got exactly what he asked for. But it seems like he comes in there, threatening her, and it seems like she's a little sick of him. Now, this Voodoo Priestess is played by Pam Grier. She was a staple in blaxploitation movies and is known for having a big personality. She was in the 1973 movie Coffee.
My name's Coffee. I know where you want to, and you're gonna...
Scream, Blackula Scream.
Name is Blackula!
Scream, Blackula, Scream. The bloodiest legend of our time.
Foxy Brown, the 1974 version.
When Foxy Brown comes to town, all the brothers gather round, 'cause she can really shake 'em down.
Foxy lady, Foxy lady.
Pam Grier, that one chick hit squad who creamed you as coffee, is back to do a job on the mob as Foxy Brown.
You tell me who you want done, and I'll do the hell out of it.
A chick with drive who don't take no jive.
Friday Foster, and also an episode of Roots. And kind of got a little bit of a renaissance in the 90s from Quentin Tarantino, who, that's what he's known for, bringing people back. He was a big fan of these films and a big fan of Pam Grier herself, and he put her in the protagonist role of the 1997 movie Jackie Brown. You know what they say, they don't make them like they used to, and that's definitely the case here. And that's kind of unfortunate, because every time I see one of these trailers, I immediately want to watch this movie, because it just looks extremely fun.
Tomorrow, I'll start selling off Heart & Sons. That should be enough profit to last me for the rest of my life. Gold is up. I'll buy a couple of mil in gold. And a couple of mil in municipals as a hedge. It's probably Hart crying in his beer.
You'll be coming soon, Lawrence. You better buy gold fast.
This can't be happening.
And just like that, the hostile takeover stops. This might seem like this is the end of the episode, but it's actually not. We have about 5 minutes left to go. And this would be my one slight complaint of the episode. I think it's pretty good so far, but they set up Pam Grier as the Voodoo Priestess, who's going to get justice because Lawrence has got out of control. She did promise him riches, but now he's coming back demanding more money, demanding more takeovers, as he calls them, and she's had enough of him. So you would think she's the one who's going to take care of him, right? Wrong. That's not what happens. It basically just stops right there. And I'm not sure exactly what happened. I mean, the ending is interesting. He basically has a sit down with his janitor and they talk for 5 minutes. And then the janitor turns into a demon, I guess, summoned by Pam Grier. But I think it would have been better if they had Pam Grier appear in the office. She could be the monster or something like that. I have a theory here, though. Maybe they ran out of money. This is one of the more famous actresses they've had on this show. And maybe they just couldn't afford her. Is that a dumb idea? I don't know. But it does seem kind of weird that as the hostile takeover is commencing and she's shutting down his computers and making the whole thing shake, making all these weird noises, it just stops. So, yeah, that's my theory. Is it a good one? Sure. Here's the ending.
Time is all I got now, really. Since my accident.
What happened?
You might say I took a fall.
A fall?
Yeah. Maybe you read about it in the Bible. They call it a fall.
I'd say I was pushed. We've got to sell you off, Lawrence. Make some profit from this takeover. I don't like that word, Lawrence. Think I can get much for it at the eye bank? Nice looking tongue. Not a big market for tongue though. But we'll find buyers for all of you. Piece by piece. That's why I'm here, Lawrence, to sweep up the pieces. You're my boy now.
I think I will give Hostile Takeover a 6 out of 10. It's pretty good. The monster at the ending is it's a guy in a costume. Not so sure about the voice. But this is the show Monsters, so they of course need a monster. As I said before, I think it would have been better if it was played by Pam Grier. But either way, we have 2 more episodes to go before we conclude the entire series of Monsters. And I've already started Tales from the Dark Side, so we'll continue that one. And Fear itself. And later The Twilight Zone. And then later Tales from the Crypt. We're doing everything. And the channel now has playlists, so you can watch every single episode in order. See if you can watch them all.